Hey there crew, it's Mark from Men Who Bullet. Thanks for hanging out with me today. This video is going to be all types of fun. Grab yourself a drink and a snack because I am going to be going through my entire notebook review. Top to bottom, smallest to biggest. We're just gonna be checking out everything that's in there. I get a lot of questions that are like, how many notebooks do you exactly have? And to be honest with you, I don't know. But today we're gonna find out. I have a counter with me. We're gonna be going through the ones I've used, some that are, well, many that are still in the boxes, and some that are here for fun, some that are here collections. So before we get started, curious, how many notebooks do you think are actually in this collection? We're gonna find out, so let's go ahead and get started. And let's go for number one. So active bullet journal. This is the B5 size Archer and Olive notebook. You've seen plenty of these pages over the past few months as I've been going through it. I'm a little over halfway done, and definitely have enough notebooks for my next one. It'll be a hard choice as we go through. Try to pick out that one. Also active journal is my plotter. So I just did a video on my use of this over the past year and have really enjoyed using it and using all of the different inserts and everything that comes along with it. So yeah, so that's journal number two. All right, next one here is going to be my first official bullet journal. You've probably seen the flip through of this in the past. This is the Leuchtturm 1917. All right, bullet journal number two was the official bullet journal. Another Leuchtturm that's here as well. We've done the flip through of this one too. You can always tell because I put the washi tape in here when I do those. So that is that one there. Next journal here is a Biggins. This was Exceed brand. This was a older bullet journal as well that I use. These I just keep on my shelves. I don't know that I'm ever going to get rid of my bullet journals. Like, I think I want to keep them forever to always look back on. This is going to be, this is my fourth bullet journal here. Another Leuchtturm 1917 A5 size. All kinds of fun stuff inside of this one. It's starting to fall apart though now. Look at that. Like the binding, it looks like it's starting to. It's getting old, baby, no. All right, and this was my first Archer and Olive bullet journal that I used in 2020. I don't think I've done the flip through of this one yet. I haven't, so I got to get this one on the books because I always love going through them, so it's always a good time. Right, so 7. That's number 7. All right, and then now we start with all of the Archer and Olive. This is the square bullet journal from Archer and Olive. I loved this notebook. It was so much fun using this one. It's just a totally different layout, different than any of the other ones that I've done. So definitely a big fan of this one. Oh, this was my last one. It says November. Oh, maybe I read it this way? Oh, I can't read it. Oh, it was this way. June 2021 through December of 2021. So this was my most recent one right before I moved into the B5. So worked out pretty well. This was the Elizabeth Gray, or the Greater Good collaboration that they did. I call this one the Galaxy Drip. No, I did not notice this before, but not holding up too well. But this was a very well used notebook. So happens with time for sure. So that's all of my past bullet journals. So everything that we're going to get into now is a mix of ones that I use for like journaling and other things like that. Some other brands will be in here, and then I think I'll take on the big pile. We'll just go through them all as we go through. Let's just get into it. So this is just a black Archer and Olive notebook, A5 size, and this I just use for a lot of my different ideas when I do blog ideas or other things like that. I'll have to do a flip through of this. I'm actually getting very close to the end of this one. I've had it for a while. The binding is starting to fall off, but I actively use this one. I guess technically we consider it actively using because I write down and use this for ideas and things like this all the time. Now just getting to the other shelves. So this was from Appointed. This is one that was gifted to me a while back. I think I may have done, I did some little ideas inside of here for some posts when I worked along with them. This was also, along with this, I think it's part of like their productivity kit. I also got some of those Le Pens as well. So I was trying a few different things inside of here. As you can see, The paper isn't the greatest on these, especially with those markers. There's a whole lot of ghosting that happens as a part of these, but I think I have another one of these that they had sent along as well when they started to do more like bullet journal dot grid versus the other ones. I have a few from Appointed that I really love. This is one I just did a video on not long ago. This is the Maju book. So this is one of my reusable notebooks. It came with the pen. It came with a little squirt bottle. And this one was kind of neat. This is where you can write on the pages and then erase it after you're done so you can continue to reuse it. This one was cool though. It has a lot of different things on it. Specifically these tabs or something that were pretty neat about it. I haven't used it as a full journal. Maybe I'll do another trial in the future where I use this one, similar to what I did to the dated one that I did a while back. Disc. This was my first tool disc planner. I used this one actually for a class that I was taking. It was pretty fun. I liked it overall. It's my first time using any type of disc bound planner with the inserts and things like that. Definitely makes me think, like, would I use this full time? I don't have a problem with the disc. I think it's more about like what goes in it that makes a big deal. What's next? So this one was cool. This is like one of the first that I was like gifted, aside from Archer and Olive ones. And I'm forgetting the name of this. Oh, there you go. Soho Spark. That was the name of it. So this was cool because they have all these really cool covers, and then you just have to purchase the notebook part of this that then fits inside of the cover. So you keep the same cover, but you can change this inside part. And I remember, I probably have some of the other refills. They also did lined and blank, I want to say, and then also the dot grid as well here. So it's pretty cool. Some of these are just notebooks that I have. These aren't ones that I would actively use. I don't think so. Did I use this one? This one? Oh, I used for the Design Ops conference that I went to. So I used this one for notes. It was dot grid, and it's rare that you ever get a free notebook that is dot grid. Usually they're lined, and I'm a big fan of the fact that this is one that I can use for anything, different ideas and stuff like that. All right, so this next one here, this is from Muji. So I think I tried, did I try to use this one? I think I used it for a challenge, one of the doodle challenges one time to give it a go, but I've never actually given a full ring binder a go before. And I actually have a bunch of insert pages that I bought and just haven't used. So who knows, maybe one day I will muster up the courage to give it a try. I have it here though, if I need it. It's always here. All right, and then this is the other tool that I used. Brand similar to the other disc-bound one. This is with a smaller disc. This is actually the one that I tried using the daily planner inside of as a part of an experiment. It didn't work out too great just for me, not because of the notebook. It was more about like how big this is, and the dailies just wasn't my deal necessarily, but it's here if I ever need it again. And this is another disc-bound one that I got. This was at the end of last year, the Perfect Notebook. I actually did a video on this one, I do believe. This was interesting and cool because of how they have things set up. It's a fully dated planner that you can get, so all the calendars show. And then you also have these overall like big blocks. You have some blank pages. And then you just keep using these that are here. So it helps you break down your day, some different icons, water intake, how are you rating yourself, and then also had some of these pages to review. How are you doing? What's working? What's not working? Another one that was pretty neat. And I like the design, and I like the rings because they're metal. They're nice. This is from Appointed. This is their dated planner. It's a task planner. This was July through December of 2020. Can I tell you that I loved using this? Absolutely loved using this. And I was just thinking the other day, like maybe I should try it again. I have so many notebooks, as we will see, as a part of this, but there's something about this for work that I just really loved. And I don't know, I might give it a go again in the future. We'll see. All right, and this is appointed again. I have a lot of their notebooks. I did an entire workshop with them, and I used this notebook to do that. So this is a notebook that was my very first time setting up anything for like a class or for teaching. So a lot of just different ideas that were inside of here. And I love doing it. I actually use this a lot whenever I'm teaching because it has everything in here. It already has some ideas, has, you know, the dot grid breakdown inside of here. So definitely love this one. Appointed makes very beautifully made notebooks. I really like them a lot. This is one of my Archer and Olive desk pads that is coming low on its life. It is almost there. I actually have a few of the other notebooks that we'll be looking at. We'll have more of these. I love these desk pads just to have them out. I keep this one out whenever I need it for a real quick, like one pager, or if I'm doing some lettering, because it is the 160 dot grid notebook paper. So even for notes, you know, you need some good paper. You rip them out. This is another one of the appointed notebooks, different color, but everything is the same with this one, index, and then some other different ideas, reading lists, different setups. We use this for like photos and things like that as a part of it. So really like this one. This was a good one too. Someone was just asking me about this the other day. This is the Leuchtturm, and this, I forget the name of it. Outlines is the name of it. Good thing it's inside of here. So this is the one that's very cool. It's a waterproof cover. So this can go outside, be in the dirt, wipe it off. And then the pages are weather resistant. So you can actually write inside of this and they can get a bit wet and you don't need to worry about it. And here's my pen test in the back that we did for that video. So I was able to see what worked well and what didn't. A lot of the water-based pens obviously didn't work out too well inside of there, but a very cool notebook. Probably use this in the future for some idea generation, similar to the black one that we saw before, just to get, you know, some use out of these good notebooks. This is another Archer and Olive desk pad. I think I've used one sheet of it. Probably. I think this one was from one of the subscription boxes. So similar to that black one. So similar to this one that we saw before, this one just had the colored sheets inside of it. So maybe some fun projects in the future using something like that. All right, last one in this pile. There's a lot of other piles here. We're up to 25 so far. All right, so this is a really cool one. This was from Leuchtturm, and this is just a big, huge, beautiful sketchbook. So I use this a lot, especially recently I've been using a lot for some different ideas and just for some doodling and sketching, pen tests, trying out different things. It's been pretty awesome, and did some stamping inside of here. So a lot of the first times that I did those stamps, I really liked it. The paper works out pretty good. You can definitely see ghosting through it, but as a sketchbook, not super worried about it. But just trying different ideas, not feeling restricted by the dot grid, and just having some fun. So I like this one. I think I'm actually, I've got a lot of pages left. I felt like I was coming up short, but I'm still good. So this is one that I'm actively using as well. Sits on the shelf for when I need it. Right, so this is going to start going into some of the journals that I have that I don't use, at least not currently. So some of these have been around for a while. So this is Finisher's Journal. So I actually did a review on this one. This is a pretty interesting journal. If you haven't watched it on my YouTube channel, you certainly could. What's cool about this one is that it does have like everything that you need, but this is all about goal planning. So a lot of this is filled out for you, and you fill out like your big 3 of the week and habits and everything that you want to try to accomplish as a part of that. And then you go into day by day. So it's an undated planner. Everything you fill out in here. I think for work, this might be key. I don't know. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know, but I think I could fit the bullet journal method in here. It follows kind of a similar method of like something's complete, you're moving it, it's in progress. They have some things that they use, but you could certainly use this however you want to. Describing a recap, a lesson you learned, and then it goes into your weekly reviews. So it's definitely a cool notebook. I haven't given it a lot of love because it just sits on my shelf, and I haven't really ventured into any kind of dated planners just yet. I'm thinking about potentially doing that in the future. So if it works out well, this could be a future winner. Some of these I'm not going to open. It's Moleskin from Bloomberg User Experience, probably from a conference that I was at. It looks like it's lined. It just probably stays on a pile. I think I liked it because it looked nice. So if I ever need a journal for ideas, these do come in handy or can come in handy. this, just a big fat notes journal. I'm not even sure where this is from, if I'm being honest. Ecolo. This is, I use this as a line journal that I use for budget planning with like stuff in the front. I'm not going to show the front because it has information, but you know, I use it for a bit and then I just moved digital. Wasn't using this anymore. So Mind Map. This is another one that was sent to me a really, really long time ago. And it was interesting, if I remember correctly. It's a lot of thinking that went into it. It went over a lot of like examples. I loved it actually because of all of these really cool doodles that were inside of here, which have nothing to do with the journal itself. So it's kind of like a pre-done journal in a way. So you have your monthly overviews up here in the front. Some interesting like Wheel of Life, lines, things to reflect on. It really was kind of a little bit of everything inside of here. I've never used anything like this before, but maybe it's something you could find helpful. I don't know. But it's been a while. I checked it out. I thought it was neat. I like the illustrations, but I don't know how much like I would ever really use it, so it hangs out. It hangs out here with me. I keep recounting just to make sure I'm in a good spot. All right, this was the Wordsworth planner. This one is, I haven't looked at this one in quite a while. This one I liked. I remember I had 3 of these tabbies that you can use inside of here. This is another one that was like very much about what you want to do. It then broke down everything for you, had areas for you to reflect, monthly overviews, going through different goals and things like that. And then had a very, very in-depth scheduler here, which would just not have enough room for like notes for me. So I think that was a big reason why I wasn't using it. You could put a lot of notes there in the back, but that's another journal that I have. All right, this one is a fun one. I couldn't use it because it is in French. So very, very cool journal that was made from someone in the community who sent this to me. They are from France, and they have all their stuff on here. And they did these such cute little doodles of things. They actually sent me stickers of me as a bullet journal, which is really cool. But they made this in whole book themselves. I thought that was really cool. So it has everything inside of it, everything you want. Again, this is more of a collector's item for me because it is in French and I don't speak French. But overall, just very beautiful, very cool idea. It's technically a journal, so it makes it into the collection. Here's our next one. So this is like the biggest one I have. This was Archer and Olive. This was from one of their big subscription boxes. It's me. I think this is also the first time that they had stamps that they had as well, so I had to use those. But this is a giant dot grid notebook. I don't know if I could ever use something that big. Like, here's my B5, and then that is the size of this on here. So I don't know, I could never use that, but I have it in case I ever want to use a ginormous, huge notebook. I loved the front of this though. Beautiful color. I like the grain in the faux leather, and I did like the stamp on there with that sailboat and the moon and the stars. So very cool. This one is from the Plant-Based Bride collection. This entire exercise is going to really jog my brain trying to remember. So this was Plant-Based Bride, and this had the olive leaf on the front with the classic green Plant-Based Bride colors, dot grid notebook, B5. Definitely a future contender for bullet journal. Now that I have my first B5 and I've been using it, this is definitely one that will come back eventually. It's already opened. It's a great color. I could certainly use it. So it goes on the shelf with like future bullet journals. All right, that takes us to 33 journals. So I'm going to take a second and I'm going to put these back on the shelf, and then we're going to continue along because we got some of the good ones coming up and some that are still in boxes. All right, time to create a bigger pile. So let's go for our next one. This is going to be journal 34, and this is journal from Dingbacks. And I think this is just an absolutely Beautiful, beautiful cover. Love the cactus on the front. This was unlike any other cover I have. It has such a cool feel to it. I've actually never used a Dingbat's journal before, so I might have to give it a go in the future and try it out. I don't even know that I did a pen test on this one. This may be one that I needed to do a review on and I forgot. So I wanted to put this to the side and do a review on it, and possibly try out some of those pages and see how nicely they work out. Because again, I haven't used Index before, but I have one. They sent it to me, so it is here. All right, this one here was a gift from my boss, previous boss. This was Shinola from Detroit. This have I used it? I think it's a sketch. It's a sketchbook. I haven't used it yet. I thought it was so nice. But after my Loistrom one is up, this might be my next sketchbook that I have. I thought it was really nice. He got it embroidered with everyone's name, so my MF is over here with the cool little sideways lightning bolt. But really nice make. It's here, and it's a sketchbook. All right, what do we got here? Another Archer and Olive. I think I was trying to see if I could write on it with a metallic pen, and I could. I want to say this one is a big old idea book. It is. So this is probably the very first B5 size that I had ever had. And I think I was just trying some different ideas in here. I think they sent it to me. This is very, very, very early on. And I just tried out some different ideas in here. All types of crazy stuff. So this is just one of those things I have where I'll put ideas into it and try it out. Oh no, it got messed up. It's like one of my favorite quotes that I ever wrote. Work in your planner, not for your planner. I always talk about that now. It's so funny. But yeah, this was like my first big one. So I think I was just testing out these pages, even though I wasn't using this size. But it works really well for these really humongous spreads. So I will definitely continue using this one. I have an entire shelf of like just journals that I have that I've written in and that I use depending on the project that I need. So that's where that one's come from. Rocketbook Everyday Planner. So similar to the Maju book, this is one that you can write on. They have really cool pens that go with it. You can use the friction pens with these and write in them and then spray them down and wipe them when they're done. This is cool because this is really a huge planner. It's a daily planner. I'm sorry, not daily, but like yearly overview in the front here. And then you can fill out each of your months as you go through. And then it turns into like a weekly planner, I guess, for each with notes and stuff like that. I've never used this like professionally, but you know, maybe give it a try. Right here. Oh, I wrote some notes inside of here for some stuff. But yeah, so just trying out this stuff and seeing how it works. This is very big. I'm curious, like, would I like it or would I not? And then you use the app and take a picture of it. So yeah, Rocketbook's here. This is an Archer and Olive, and I think that this is the watercolor notebook. So this is one of their more recent pages here. Yep, this is when I got the watercolor. You can rip out the pages. It's really nice, thick watercolor paper. So this is another one that sits on my, in-use shelf, just so I know that I've been using it. And the color, and definitely when I see the front, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the watercolor one. So it hangs out. All right, we have another desk pad here. So our desk pad, I forget how it's like officially known as desk paper, but anyway, so this is the Neapolitan one. So this is white paper, black paper, and craft paper inside of it. And as you can see, I use this for a lot of different ideas that I'm trying to figure out. Like I said, if I just need one page, this is also a larger size. This is the B5 size, I believe, and I have the A5 size that we saw a few of before. But again, just ideas are here. I don't have to use a notebook. I can just tear out a page if I need it, and it works out really well. Filofax. I know it's Filofax. This is the clip book. This one was so interesting. I actually, now that I just did the follow-up for the Plotter notebook, I never did a follow-up for this one either. I used this one as a content planner, and I thought I did better. Oh yeah, I did. There we go. So it was like dailies inside of here and just these like project things. I think I was trying really hard to make this work, and I just couldn't really get it to. But they have really neat pages that go inside of here, like these little project ideas and steps and things like that, but they're just so little. So this one sits on my shelf is like, will eventually come up to it. It was a ring one. You pull on it to pull it out and step it back together, and they have a ton of inserts. So, it's like one of these like one day things, where like one day I might come back to it and reuse it and I have it, right? I just have to buy new inserts maybe for dates, or again, a lot of these I could just use whatever I wanted to on it. Got more from my shelf. These are like nice notebooks that hang out, but I don't know that I've ever actually used them before. So I think we're on 40. I might be losing track a little bit. I might have to recount after I'm all done. This one I haven't done a review on just yet. This one is from Let's, and it's a dot grid journal, 90 GSM pages, 240 pages. Ooh, look at that. So this is one that, I need to do a review on. I haven't done it. Has the index in the front, and then dot grid pages and numbered. Oh, hello. It's one of those things where I know I see this side of it all the time on my shelf, but I don't know that I've actually really looked into the journal itself. So I will have to mark this one for doing a review of this and testing out these pages though. Like, got my name on the front of it. Leuchtturm. Oh, is this the 120? Yes. 120 GSM paper. I've actually been thinking about potentially using this as one of my next bullet journals because I want to test out the 120 GSM paper in here. The other Leuchtturms that I've had that I've used in the past were like 80, and they just bled through on some inks and they ghosted really bad. And I really want to see how this one works. So this might be a future bullet journal to really give it a go and try it out. Because this is what I miss from my Archer and Olive ones right now. Page numbers. I know that sounds so stupid, but like it's so nice just having the page numbers already in here. Everything else is essentially exactly the same. You have your index already built in though, so everything can be here if you need it to. So this is again, these are like things that are future options. And nice journals, like they have their own shelf. Now we've got Perfectly Penned. So I've talked about this one a lot. I actually did, I believe, a pen test on this one. Yeah, I did a pen test / weekly spread in here to try out the different inks and stamps and everything in here. This one was interesting because I believe this is, I don't believe, I do know, it's a small like family-run business that does these out of the UK, and they have some other really cool journals, and I believe with some thicker paper as well, because there was definitely ghosting with some of the thicker pens and markers, and obviously we use stamps and things in there too. And I remember them telling me like, hey, we have this whole line, but we're not going to offer it in the US. I think they had stuff on Amazon. They might still have stuff on Amazon if you're interested, but really cool cover. Just really liked it. And I love the logo for it. I think it's the neatest thing, but that's over here. All right. And then these Jumping Fox designs. This is another one that was sent to me from the brand with a really nice cover. Love the little fox there on the front, silver gilded pages. I'm trying to think. Oh, I made a key inside of here. I remember this one. And I've just tried some other things in here too. So this is one that I keep with kind of my actively using or here for ideas whenever I'm grabbing and doing ideas inside of them. Again, I like the notebook a lot. The pages ghost, as you can see there. So I'm not using it as like a daily notebook, but pen test in the back, and you can actually rip out those pages, which were really nice. I think there's a handful of them in the back. Yeah, that if you need to rip them out, replace a page in the front, or try anything in the back you want to take out, they had the pages back here. All right, this one I always feel bad about. This is the Hobonichi 5-year planner. This was sent to me by Nicole from Plans That Blossom. And the idea was to use this. It was a wonderful gift, and you're supposed to use it every day for 5 years. And I probably made it only a handful inside of here. Back to work 2021, not a lot of meetings, getting back into the swing of things. Oh, for January. So, you know, trying things out. I didn't make it very far. Where did I stop? January, Vivian's birthday. And I don't think I touched it from there. Oh, maybe a handful of pages. I probably was like, I feel bad about it. There you go. So who knows? I might pop this back out and start using it again. I'd have to start in 2022 halfway through, but it's a good idea. I just haven't, it's one of those things that if it's not sitting in front of me and I don't use it, so maybe I should put it on my desk and start using it more often. Speaking of Hobonichi, this is another one. I was just talking with Nicole today, actually, and we were talking about planners, and she was like, the Hobonichi sale's coming up. I don't know. What should I do? And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, because last time you bought so much stuff and you were so kind and sent it to me. Don't go crazy. But I really did try to use this. I thought it was really nice. I thought that I was going to use this as a content planner. I was trying out the paper. Everyone always just raves about the paper, and it's good paper, a Ghost, but like you can write on it. There's no bleeding or anything like that. So I definitely used it for content planning for a good amount of time. I'm actually looking through, I'm like, oh, I was good. I think I used this a lot when I was working with Archer and Olive. I think that's why I have a lot of sneak peeks and ideas in here. I think I did some notes. Yeah. Team meeting notes, Final Cut Pro shortcuts. So I was trying to do a few different things inside of here and just never really, just had notes in here. So it's like any of my other note things that I have. Podcast ideas, good old podcast things. So mastermind classes. So yeah, there's a lot that I used in here. Just stopped using it, but maybe I should bring it back because it's a lot of pages inside of here. So yeah, here you go, Hobonichi. All right. This is another one for Leuchtturm. They sent it to me. I actually need to do a review on this one too. Oh my gosh, we have so many review videos that need to come up for these. So this was the startup journal, and the idea behind this one is that you use this to get an idea going, which is pretty neat. So it's kind of like a book, workbook, all at the same time. So it's very interesting. Obviously, I haven't used it. I'm not starting up any of my own businesses, but want to do a review of this in here eventually. I gotta put that over there. So I have it. It's on the shelf. It's on my need to do review shelf now. I need to create a whole new review shelf for new products that are coming out. My goodness. Alrighty, what do we got here? Baronfig. I can usually tell by the look of them. So this was my hobbyist hangout notebook, and this is ideas and posts that I did. So I just haven't come back to this, and I need to, honestly. I had a bunch of ideas inside of here, people I was going to talk to. I just haven't executed on it. Here's my first one, though. What's a hobby? And notes. I think I talked about bullet journaling in here. So this is one of my big goals for the fall, is to pick back up on the podcast. So this will be coming back into play. I think the next few of these are all Baronfig notebooks. So Baronfig, I work with them and I'm an affiliate with them, and they used to send a lot of notebooks. I haven't got as many recently, but there's just some really cool ideas. I think that their journals are really amazing. They've got amazing themed journals. So this was their deploy. So this is for anyone who that does coding. So you have an index, and then you can write your code in here. So this is one they sent me. I don't do coding, but I know a lot of people that do. And yeah, it's an entire notebook for you to try to write code and log all types of neat stuff and see how it goes. So that was always nice. And I absolutely love their packaging design. And that's where I think a lot of the notebooks and stuff that we're going to see as we continue through this, especially as we make it to this side of things, is these are notebooks that I have because I think they look amazing, and for the most part they do something really cool as well. Like this one here. This one I'll remember from Baronfig. It's called Letters to the Future. This one was so cool, such a cool concept. The idea is that you use this to write notes to yourself, right? And they have perforated pages here. And then when you're done, you package them together and you open these in the future, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else. And I just think that is the neatest idea. And I have it down here. It sits here. I've never used it, but it's a very cool concept. And like I say with most things, I'll never say never. It's not that I'm never going to use it. I just don't have a need for it right this second. But I know that it's here because, again, packaging, boxing is amazing. And I see it every single day. I come down here and it catches my eye. I know that it's there. Clear Habit Journal. This one is very neat. I just did a review on this, like, oh, not just, I did a review on it a while ago. It's just rewatching the video, actually. This is just one of the coolest journals. Collaboration with James Clear, and they talk about just the notebook is just amazing. It's like perfect for anyone who likes to track habits and go through things. I was actually thinking about, now that I look back on it, like this is the notebook that Matt Diavella should have used. If you didn't watch my reaction to his video or watch his video about bullet journaling, this would have been perfect for him because it has an entire space with all of the habits already here. And that was a big part of what he did, broken down into the notebook. And then what was cool about this one is that in the back of it, it's like a toolkit, and it talks about all of the different ways that you can keep habits, decision journaling, second order thinking, like some of these really cool methods, the Eisenhower box, which we've talked about, and very neat. So this is like a resource book for me, but potentially a bullet journal in the future. It has it all in there. All right, this one I forgot that I even had, and now I feel really bad about it because this was last year, and it's a dated journal, and it's past 2021 now. So they make them, but I never used it, so I don't know if it would be the right thing for me or not. But I like the idea, that's for darn sure. It just sucks. I feel bad. I don't like wasting. I don't like wasting journals. That's why I like undated journals or blank journals or doc grid journals, because you can use them whenever. But ones like this, it's kind of like, man, nice box, very cool, but I can't use a 2021 dated journal. All right, next one here, Confident hardcover. So this is exactly what I was just talking about. If you're gonna have a journal, you're gonna use it, you got ones like this. So just very cool colors. Doc grid, always very neat inside of here. Definitely got this one for the color. That is in your face vibrant, and I absolutely love it so much. All right, Simple Observations. So this was another one of their collaborations, one with Chantel Martin. This was neat. I remember this so much for the design. As I said, their packaging design is so on point. And this was neat because this was just filled with different prompts for you to do, whether it was like writing, drawing, kind of reflecting and going through. So it's just an entire notebook for it. So if anything, a good way if you're just like, hey, just thinking through things, observation journal, take a look, write some stuff down. The Bloom Meditation Journal, another one from Baronfig. We're in my Baronfig zone, and we're just about to go into the Archer and Olive zone. This one was a neat idea too. This is kind of like a tracker, habits, journaling, meditation, writing things down. So if you're the type of person who wants to sit down with the journal and write a few pages, this is it. I actually think that this might be good for me. And what I mean by that is that I've been thinking more about taking time to journal, but what has always stopped me is like that blank page. And now that I'm going through this, I'm like, you know what, maybe I could start to use this a bit more. It's undated, so you don't have to feel like you have to do it every single day, but you can if you want to. How are you feeling? All these pieces inside of here. I don't know that I ever did a review on this one either, but I feel like I want to just for myself. I want to use it first, and then I can reflect on it and see how it goes. So I'm going to put this one in the forward part of my notebooks to take a look at, because again, I have it. I just feel bad that it's here and I'm not using it. I think that's at 54. I keep trying to go back and count, but I'm very deep now. So, oh my goodness, 54. And let me just tell you, the stack that is over next to me of partially opened, like I've opened them to look at the covers and then put them back, is kind of insane. Oh my goodness. All right, let me put these back, and I will be right back. Hey there, crew. I'm sorry to have to say this, but I'm going to have to split this video into two parts. After editing this video down twice, I'm still over an hour worth of notebooks. It's nuts. And I think we ended right at about 55, and I have about 100 more notebooks to go. The second half of this is going to be a lot of Archer and Olive notebooks, as well as some of the other items that I have in my collection. So I appreciate you checking out this first part, and I will be back for part 2.